Hello everyone, here's Ulrike Sophia from exploringdeeper.com. People often ask me stuff about open relationships, and I thought let me do a little live on open relating and some suggestions, some tips or some advice on opening up an existing relationship, and maybe also for joining an existing relationship. So as you may know, over the past decade, I've been experimenting with all kinds of non-monogamous relationships, either dating a couple or being in a couple that's open, and basically I've tried many things. And also now I'm not in a strictly monogamous relationship. So let's talk about it. And also feel free to always send in your questions. Opening a relationship. Well, basically, there is this one piece of advice that I always give to people when I talk to them in coaching sessions or whenever people ask me about open relating. There's this one piece that is the most important, and that is safety. And I know safety is very often a bit underestimated and seen as something unevolved, because we should find all the safety we need inside ourselves. And if we want an open relationship, we should be able to deal with the consequences, and we should be able to let our partner do whatever they want. Or, there's a lot of I've experienced a lot of I should thoughts in open relating. Hello everyone who's here with me live. Hi. So there can be many things where we feel like we should be able to deal with this. But you know what? All of us, me, you, all of us, we have a nervous system. And the nervous system cannot deal with just everything. If we try to do that, we might end up really traumatized. And maybe we carry trauma or, experiences from the past that haven't helped us. And our nervous system can get overwhelmed. We can fry it. And if we fry it for a long time, then, we can get sick. We have stress, when we are triggered, when we are way outside of our comfort zone, we produce stress hormones. We are in our fight-flight response a lot of the time, or maybe in shutdown or in freeze response. But that always means that we are switched on. The alarm is switched on. And if we do that for long enough, we can get burnouts, we can get physical illnesses, we can get all these things that you don't want. And I can tell you, because one of the reasons I've been recovering from a burnout for the last 2 years is because I have stretched myself way too much in open relationships where I thought I should be able to deal with this. So the number one thing, basically in any relationship, whether it's monogamous or non-monogamous, the number one important thing is to feel safe enough. You don't have to feel perfectly safe all the time, because if we feel super safe and super comfy all the time, we are inside that comfort zone. And, if we stay inside that comfort zone, we might not really stretch ourselves. We might not really grow. There is, in open relating, there's a lot of deconditioning happening often for many of us, because, there's all these ideas of society about relating that you probably get to face. So many of us, we define a relationship as the person we have sex with. Think about that one. So we define a relationship with one form of interaction that we can have with human beings, just like talking or cuddling or massaging. Having sex is one of them. We define the relationship by who we have sex with. So that's just one of the things you might need to deconstruct. So there's a lot to face anyway in open relationships. And if you go too fast, too far, you might just, make yourself really uncomfortable. So find that safety. And you know what? That's different for everyone. It's different for everyone what safety means, what you need. It depends on how your brain is wired, because that's not the same for everyone. And it's not necessarily not only depending on your gender or your sex. There's so many factors that determine how your brain is wired. So the wiring of your brain is one thing. The sensitivity of your nervous system is another thing. How you were brought up, if you're brought up religious or in a small village or with very open-minded parents, or if you were bullied at school. There are so many things that have an impact on what kind of safety you need. But what I really want to emphasize is that safety, feeling safe, is an important need. It's not something unevolved. It's not something that you should get past. It's not something you should rush through. It's not something that will get better if you keep pushing forward. You know, I know there are these spiritual schools or philosophers who say, if you're going through hell, keep going. If it's really frightening you, then you're on the right path. I would say, no, not so much. That's not how we work. That's not how our nervous system works. You know, it's okay to trigger ourselves a bit, to challenge ourselves a bit. That's why I say safe enough, but we need that basic safety. And it's definitely not unevolved or spiritually not so grown up if you emphasize your needs for safety. And that means that you probably need some boundaries. And what they are, again, it's totally up to you. They're different for everyone. But when you open up your relationship, figure out where that safety is. Like for me and my partner at the moment, we prefer to play together with other people and not separately. And that will probably change in the future. And that might be the near future. That might be a little bit further on in the future. But we just made it really clear, if we play with others, we do it together. So that's a boundary that we created together. And that's another one, like sit together with the people you're involved with, whether you're an existing couple that wants to open up the relationship, or if you are interested in dating an existing couple, or even if you're just starting a monogamous relationship. Like, what's the need for safety that's here within this constellation of people? What does safety mean? What does it look like? Does it mean that if we go to a party and there is a +1, that we're automatically each other's +1? Does it mean we play together with others? Does it mean that we get to play separately but we don't tell each other about it? Does it mean, what does it mean? What does it mean? Can I flirt and kiss with others, but would it make you insecure if I were to be naked with them? It can be so many things, but what is safe enough for you? Because we need to be able to relax our nervous systems in between, or at least, what I say now is that I don't want to be triggered as a default. Like, as a default situation in the relationship, I want to be relaxed and open. And if there are moments where I feel stretched, or maybe even triggered, or where my trauma comes up, that's fine, because I am a person who wants to grow and who wants to face their shit. But I don't want that to be the default, because it's so tiring. It's just too much. So my number one advice for folks who want to switch to ethical non-monogamy or conscious non-monogamy or polyamory, or however you want to call it, figure out what is safety for you. What's your need for safety? What does it look like? And how can you co-create it? Like, sit together and co-design what's the safe enough for the constellation, like for you separately, but also for the constellation, so that nobody's like imposing their needs for safety on the others, but that it's like really something co-created. Because if you impose things on others, there's always people with inner rebels or inner saboteurs who want to like break the rules. But if you like co-create it, if you understand why the other person needs certain things for their safety, and if you co-create what that looks like, it's a co-creation. It's nobody telling another person what to do, but then it's a co-creation. So I hope that makes sense. This last bit, I will tell more about it in some future video, because there are differences between telling someone what to do and telling what you need. Very interesting topic. So let me know. What does safety look like for you? What would you need to feel safe enough to, actually enjoy this journey? All right, see you soon. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, if you want to talk more about non-monogamy with me and the amazing Reid Mihalko, next Friday, February 18th, we organize a whole evening on non-monogamy in Amsterdam, and you can join us there and actually meet us live and talk with us about non-monogamy, open relationships, polyamory, and all that. I'll post a link in the comments. All right, be good, be safe, and see you soon. Bye. Mwah.